1987. Don't recognize it? New Patiala was built on top of the old city, which still thrives underneath. Around the early 20s, the course of Bharat changed. Political dynasties were brought down by nation lovers, and people embraced their dharmic roots. With this Indic awakening, communal tensions decreased, riots were a thing of the past, fraudulent religious conversions were abolished, and all nation-breaking forces sooner or later gave up or were made to give up. The end of caste-based politics saw an almost immediate drop in the communist-reinforced Jativad. Unity prevailed. Temples and universities were rebuilt. The Guru once again taught under a tree while the Shishya sat on the ground. Nalanda, Takshila, Vikramshila, Gandhara rose back to their past glory, and students from all corners of the planet would come there and study. Every Indian citizen became equal before the law, and fake news peddlers, well, they lost their funding. And all of Kashmir once again flourished. Heaven on earth was restored. We finally regained interest in our ancient scriptures, sciences, and technologies. Coupled with what was then considered modern science, this research brought about a tremendous positive change in the direction of where the tech was headed. Nature and tech once again coexisted harmoniously. From aeronautics to space travel to architecture, India became a global leader in space tech. The Vaimanik Shastra and the inscriptions inside the Ellora caves made interstellar travel possible once again. People from around the world again lived in India as Indians. A utopia was forming. But the age of Kali Yuga had other plans. Something went wrong. In 2020, Lupal had invested $10 billion in India, and the money kept coming in. Initially, it helped the awakened India, but as Lupal's market share grew, so did their social influence and their control on information. They started buying out small startups, until they eventually took over most of the big IT companies and asserted their control on manufacturing, food supply, medical research, drugs, and of course, the entertainment industry, infiltrating all aspects of our lives. Around 2050, they had major influence in the political arena, and they became the official technological backbone for the police forces and the public offices. Eventually, the government and Lupal became indistinguishable from each other. People lost their control. In other words, Lupal overthrew the government without a single revolt. Lupal did this in every major country around the world. The world had been colonized by a friendly tech giant. We were now surveilled at every corner, patrolled by AI-driven bots and drones. With our thoughts influenced, reality distorted, and humanity on the decline, the human race began entering the matrix. Tech was once again being used to control the populace. The technology that connected it all? Secular. Social equality and life-augmenting regulator. Lupal put it in your phones, your car, TV, your toilet, your light switch. Everything became smart. People were afraid of speaking online, in public, in their own homes. This time, the ruling political dynasty wasn't a single family, it was a mega corporation. Any thoughts that weren't compatible with their preset global agenda triggered the system. Nationalists, religious teachers, Vedic scientific researchers were constantly under various forms of attack, while communists, socialists, and religious fanatics were given the spotlight. The system had four basic fundamentals when it came to implementing their control through fear. Random, incessant, low-level, scattered manipulation. This was specifically tuned for every country based on who was in majority. Gatekeepers. These are the cybernetic law enforcement created for and by Lupal, working alongside the police department. They're biological robots, mimicking everything human. but their abilities are classified. The ones we see around town are the yellows or YOLOs. They basically observe, listen, and report back. People kinda got used to them. The Redcom model. They are the intelligence department, the new and improved secret service. 100% loyal to Lupin. They spy, they intervene when necessary. Heavily armed, they're only sent in when things are to be kept off the record. Then, the MLE-6. They've become sort of an urban legend. Lupin has strongly denied the existence of his third variant and maintains all bots are harmless. They're here to help us. But the rumor is that if you see one of those, you won't be alive to tell the tale. Assassins. A new parallel currency also emerged, as valuable as the rupee, maybe even more. Secular chips. A global currency with no conversion rates, no gold in the reserves to print, all digital. Quite convenient. If you behaved well, you got chips, which were high-value assets. If you were naughty, well, that could render you homeless. Losing chips was much easier than earning them, for the common man that is. Corruption, red tapeism and bureaucracy were reintroduced, which gave the urban Naxals their funding. They became Lupin's minions, working unofficially off the record. To be proud of your roots had become a taboo. With this automated robotic life, depression, drug and alcohol abuse, thievery and gangs multiplied. Many end-of-the-world cults emerged, grew, and eventually no-go zones popped up around the world. Lupin made sure it was the same story all over the world. In less than 2 decades, the education was completely globalized. Kids couldn't care less about their identity, and history again became just stories. We forgot. Again. Systematically, the people were put in the same state of slumber that they were in the pre-20s. A blackout on all history and traditional wisdom was imposed. The world had been reset again, disconnected. The globalist agenda now dictates what goes into our history books. You know what that means. They're trying to make us forget what little is left of our collective memory. But some refuse to stay in slumber. This is a story of a few who grew up not knowing much about their roots. Samy? Samy?
ओह दादा भगवा एसो एसो 1 मिनट क्या लोगे?
बस कुछ नहीं यार, एक मिर्ची वाला रसगुल्ला चलेगा।
मिर्ची रसगुल्ला? ओह क्या बात, आप टेंस लग रहे हो।
We just got back from Delphi earlier today.
अच्छा, दिल्ली कैसे जाना हुआ?
ओए, Delphi, not Delhi.
ओह, मैंने सोचा तो ग्रीस वाला फॉरेन ट्रिप मार के आए हो।
हाँ यार, it was an eye opener. I can't believe they're teaching the kids.
दादा।
तेरे पेरेंट्स कैसे हैं?
भालो, पापा रिटायर्ड होकर रिलैक्स कर रहे हैं।
I was saying कि I can't believe हमें स्कूल में सिर्फ ग्रीक आर्किटेक्चर के बारे में सिखाते हैं। मैंने अप क्लोज एंड पर्सनल देखा एंड हमारे आर्किटेक्चर से तो कंपेयर ही ना करो। बट हियर I'll send you some pics. You decide for yourself.
आप तो इंडियन जोन्स बन गया लगता है। Nobody cares about this stuff, man. किसको फर्क पड़ता है?
यार बात फर्क पड़ने की नहीं है।
पॉइंट इज दैट उनके साथ हमारी इतनी सिमिलैरिटीज हैं, फ्रॉम हैबिट्स टू गॉड, लिटरेचर टू फिलॉसफी।
इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक पूरी दुनिया से एक झूठ बोला गया है अबाउट देयर कॉमन कलेक्टिव हिस्ट्री।
सिकंदर पूरी दुनिया में सिर्फ भारत से ही तो खाली हाथ गया था। पोरस ने उसे जिंदा भी जाने दिया। स्टिल वी कॉल हिम सिकंदर। इसी बड़प्पन का फायदा उठा गई हिस्ट्री।
अरे दादा, आई हैव नो आइडिया अबाउट दिस थिंग्स। आज से इसका क्या लेना देना? ये सब सिर्फ धर्म और मजहब की लड़ाइयाँ ही करवाते हैं। हिस्ट्री इज हिज स्टोरी। जो मर गया उनसे हमें क्या लेना देना?
पहली बात, इतिहास और हिस्ट्री में जमीन आसमान का फर्क है। आज तक तूने क्या सीखा है? कि हम यूजलेस थे। जो भी अच्छा है वो बाहर वालों ने आके दिया, नहीं तो हम पेड़ों पे टपूसियां मारते फिरते। यार हमारी सेल्फ एस्टीम ही बचपन से खत्म कर देते हैं। तुम में तो खून ही ऐसे लोगों का है जिन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया, तो सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस कहां से आएगा?
सही बात है यार, ये तो बैठ के सोचना पड़ेगा। बट आई एग्री कि हिस्ट्री में हमें गलत सिखाते हैं। अच्छा, आपको इतना स्पेशल रसगुल्ला क्यों चाहिए?
यार डेल्फी में थोड़ा पंगा पड़ गया था। गेटकीपर्स।
क्या हुआ? यूलोस के लिए रसगुल्ला की क्या जरूरत है? आपके पास तो इतने क्रेडिट्स हैं मिस्टर मॉडल सिटीजन।
रेड्स।
व्हाट? रेड्स? भगवा, क्या हुआ यार?
I detected the presences to be gatekeepers. But yellow gatekeepers मेरे रेडार को ऐसे ट्रिगर नहीं करते।
पता नहीं यार, we were in a public place, just talking and looking around at what's left of these amazing Greeks, and then Bhagwa detected some presences, so we got out of there.
मुझे अपने ग्रीस के बैकअप सेंड करना।
It's okay, कर दे।
परफेक्ट, आप बैठो, गिव मी सम टाइम। मैं देखता हूँ कि ये रेड्स क्यों आए थे। ओके, सो मुझे एक मीडियम लेवल स्पीच एक्टिवेटेड अलर्ट मिला। इट्स डिलीटेड नाउ।
थैंक यू भाई। आई एम ग्लैड कि तेरे पास अभी तक लूपल के सर्वर्स का एक्सेस है। पता नहीं तू कैसे कर लेता, बीइंग एन एक्स एम्प्लॉई एंड ऑल।
अरे दादा, थैंक यू की क्या ज़रूरत है? आपके लिए तो बनता है ना। बट द इशू इज आई फाउंड द पॉसिबल कीवर्ड दैट मे हैव ट्रिगर्ड द सिस्टम।
समथिंग वी सेड इन द मिडल ऑफ द फॉरेस्ट।
हाँ, अजीब बात है, जिस चीज़ ने सिस्टम को ट्रिगर किया वो इतना सीरियस भी नहीं है। एक सर्च रिजल्ट है सेइंग कि स्पार्टन्स एक अर्ली वैदिक सेटलमेंट थे।
ओ बेवकूफ, कांट दे हियर अस हियर इफ दे हर्ड अस इन द मिडल ऑफ द फॉरेस्ट?
अरे भाई, आपको क्या लगता है मैंने आपको ऊपर क्यों आने को बोला? मैंने इस रूम की साउंड एंड सिग्नल प्रूफिंग की हुई है।
ओह, परफेक्ट।
सो आप किसी बुक के बारे में बात कर रहे थे लगता है। भगवा must have searched that on Lupal.
Bhagwa, what was the name of the author in the book?
Lupal was the only thing that gave me a result. मैंने ये रेफरेंस पढ़ा था एक कमेंट सेक्शन में। यूजर Apollonius said he had read the book with that info but has not mentioned anything else. I couldn't find any such book that is available.
I'll look into this user Apollonius, but टाइम लगेगा। मैं कल तक और इन्फो ढूंढ लूंगा।
Oh no worries यार, no rush anyways, Maya must be waiting. हम निकलते हैं बस।
किसने सोचा होगा कि 2077 में हमें भारत की बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए इतनी मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी? वेस्ट की इन्फो कितनी इजीली मिल जाती है। एनीवेज, माया को कॉल लगाता हूँ।
Hey.
Hey, we're on our way back home. Just dropped the work van and talked with Samrat.
Okay. All good?
Yeah, so this might go deeper than we thought.
I'm curious.
This guy called
Maiji.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you when we're back home. We're on our way now.
Please don't forget the paneer.
Oh, almost forgot. Right. I'll go downstairs and get some. You talk to Bhagwa.
Namaste, Maya Bhabhi.
Hey, Bhagwa. So, is there anything you can tell me about what we saw in Greece? I've been looking at all the pics that we took.
Yes, I can tell you a few things that I looked up at Samy G's house over the phone. Do you remember the Lion's Gate we walked through? It's from a previous Greek civilization.
Previous? I thought they emerged in 800 BC.
Well, there were two thriving civilizations before the Greek Dark Ages. All the way back from 3000 BC to around 1200 BC.
What? Really?
Then they just went extinct. Everything disappeared and the Greeks had to start all over again 300 years later.
What kind of society was it?
The advanced kind. The Minoans from Crete, the island below Greece, had palaces, art, theatre, flushing toilets and ventilation systems, road networks and manufacturing amenities. The Mycenaeans came around a little later, in mainland Greece.
Okay, do we know anything about who they were?
Let me see. The Minoans used to trade saffron. It's a small island, but it was a very happening place in the Mediterranean back then. Their main dharam revolved around the mother goddess, a deity represented with snakes and a set of ancient gods. They seem to be quite a refined society.
Right, of course, the Minotaur. Is that where it's from? This one, right?
Yes, half man, half bull, who lived inside the labyrinth. The bull was at the center of the Minoans' symbolic life.
Yeah, this is a very iconic story in the West. Isn't it strange that it comes from a civilization from 5,000 years ago that we know nothing about?
It might be even older than that.
What do you mean?
From all the pictures I'm seeing, the Minoan Labyrinth is just like a chakra view.
What's that?
Oh yeah, I'm back. It's known as the Great Indian Maze, an advanced military formation that was used in the Mahabharat war. Only Arjun made it to the center.
It's a symbol we find everywhere, from the UK to Russia. They say the old city of Troy from the Trojan War was built in that shape. The Minoans even stamped it on their coins. Oh,
What?
their coins also had swastikas on them.
We were everywhere.
But wait, so what happened to these societies?
Nobody really knows. Experts are torn. Some say it was a volcanic eruption, others say it was because of invasions. Everything just went dark, to the point that the Greeks had to come up with a new alphabet when they re-emerged 300 years later.
What language did the Minoans use?
Their script is still mostly undeciphered. One French researcher, Hubert Lamarle, suggested it came from Sanskrit, but he was called crazy by his peers. He also said that the Minoans worshipped Vedic gods. For example, Itar was Indra.
Maybe you should make another talk show episode, Mr. Joker. Share these facts in detail with your huge following.
Yeah, very funny. But good idea though. I might just do that. See you soon. Almost there.
Drive safe.
Tell that to the car.